All right, friends, welcome back. We are adding more to your key signatures booklet today. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to start by drawing a staff and a clef on the inside of this. So you're going to flip this page up and you're going to draw a staff and a clef so that yours looks like mine. I will provide you with a few moments to make your book look like my book. Okay, friends, hopefully you got yours all set up. Now, we already know the order of sharps. I gave you a sentence for that last time. The flats go in the exact opposite order from the sharps, but conveniently, the flats also spell a word in the beginning. So I'm going to put it here and then I'll put it here and you can copy it onto whichever part makes sense for you. So the flats spell the word bead first, spelled B, E, A, D, and then next it goes GCF. So we're going to write that in, and then I'll give you a couple of ways that you could remember that. I'm going to put it on bass clef, and you can be copying as I do that. Bead. Now, while you're finishing copying that, we don't need a sentence for the first four. That is a word. That's so easy. But what do we want to use for GCF? I have a couple of options for you here. So bead, go catch fish. Go catch. It has a T in the middle of it. It's another one of those funny words. And then I bet you know how to spell fish. But if not, there you go. For anyone who's into math, greatest common factor. And who's not into math? All right. I hope you are. So greatest common factor. So pick one of those and add it to yours. You don't have to use this one for treble and this one for bass. I'm just writing your options in front here. All right, so now we want to put our flats right above each letter name so that we know how to read the flats in the key signature. So for treble clef, this B flat is going to go right on this middle line. Even great big dinosaurs fly, right? So a flat looks like this. We put a vertical line, and it kind of looks like a lowercase b, but it's a little pointy. Now this is going to have that same effect that the sharps did where it goes ding, 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 like so, right? For bass clef, girls borrow dad's Ferrari always. So we're aiming for that second line from the bottom. Okay, where do we want the E? Well, if you think of face, F-A-C-E, in treble clef, that means that top flat goes in this space. So I put the vertical line in, and you're still aiming for that same shape, but you want it to look like it captures the top space there. What about in bass clef? All cows eat grass. So we're aiming for this space that's not the top space, but the one right under it. Same idea as in treble clef, but one space down. Back to treble clef. Where's an A? F-A-C-E, so that means we're aiming for the second space from the bottom for you. And in bass clef, you're aiming for that very bottom space. All cows eat grass. All right, where do we want a D? It's going to be right on the second line from the top. Even great big dinosaurs fly. So draw your vertical line and then make it look like a lowercase b that captures that second line from the top. All right, and then good boys do fine always. We want that middle line for bass clef. Draw your vertical line and make that lowercase b around it. So we have a B, an E, an A, a D, a B, an E, an A, a D. So now we're aiming for a G. On the treble clef side, it's even great big dinosaurs fly. So it's that second line from the bottom. For bass clef, we know it's great big dinosaurs fly above. So it's that bottom line that you're aiming for. Then we're looking for a C. Remember your face on this side, F-A-C-E. Let's put a C right here. All cows eat grass on the bass side, so that means that your flat here is going to go right in that space. And finally, face starts with an F, so that means your final flat goes here in the bottom space. And on the bass clef side, I wrote my word a little bit too high up, but I have space to cram this in. This F is going to look like it's dangling below the staff, just underneath it in that space. Now, if you did your job right, every other flat goes down a line or a space. So the B is here, the A is here, the G is here, the F is here. The B is here, the A is here, the G is here, the F is here. And then that same thing is true if you start from here. E, D, C, down a little staircase. E, D, C, down a little staircase. So next up, we will talk a little bit about how to apply that.